Coach.
Oh, my gosh.
What's up, Coach?
How are you?
How we doing, man? This is Beto Duran.
Yes.
You've been with us before. How you doing, Coach? Here we go. I'm going to turn you on.
He doesn't
Coach
even see
McVay
me
is
yet.
here.
Hi there.
Coach, have you ever met this young man right
Yes. See, stop it. See? That's
up,
why
man?
I'm afraid to
How
be
you doing,
on
Scott?
right now.
I'm doing great. How are you?
Great, man.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
All right.
Not bad out here.
Good practice, looked like.
Yeah, it was good. You know, I thought I thought this guy had a really good day, but I was really pleased with our defense as a whole. First day in pads, a little bit heavier run emphasis. Thought they came out with the right spirit. You know, you could really feel. I think Nate Landman's doing an excellent job with his communication, but, you know, you really felt our front. Jared Verse, Kobe Turner, thought Poona Ford and, Braden showed up, and as well as Byron Young. So I was really pleased. I thought our defensive front, you really felt them today.
Coach, as far as the running game was concerned, I don't think I saw much of Kyron touching the ball. Did he?
He got a bunch of good work today.
Oh.
So Ron Gould does a great job, but Kyron got a bunch of touches. He had a really good day, and then you saw a bunch from Blake Corum and Jarquez Hunter as well.
Yeah, Jarquez Hunter carried the ball a lot for you today.
He did. You know, he's one of those guys. He's heavy. He's stout. We haven't had a lot of opportunities. You know, I think it's always really hard to evaluate the backs in these types of settings, but you can feel he's going to be a tough tackle, just like what it showed at Auburn.
Coach, it's the first day you guys throw the pads on. The fans are all fired up. They were here hours before they even opened up the doors.
Yeah.
First day of camp when you actually throw the pads on. What's it like for you?
Oh, it's exciting. You know, I think it's much more realistic than what, the non-padded practices are. So you're getting a much more realistic feel for how the line of scrimmage is played. We were a little bit heavier run emphasis today by design. Tomorrow you'll see us be a little bit more honest where, you're in some of those 50-50 situations. But I was pleased. I think it's good because you're getting closer and closer to real football. We try to be able to toe the line without leaving ourselves susceptible to injuries, and I thought the guys did a nice job of that today.
Coach, speaking of injuries, obviously the story people are talking about is Matthew and his back.
Yep.
I'm curious, first of all, any news, anything to say about Matthew?
Yeah, he'll be week to week, and I think when you look at it, he had a great spring, had a little bit of soreness. I think, when he was traveling, he had been throwing and felt really good. Was a little sore, and I don't think you can be smart enough. We were going to take a modified approach with him anyways, but when you talk to Reggie, you talk to some of these other doctors, and you're saying, with the end goal in mind being, how can we keep him, as healthy as possible for 17 games, and then hopefully you earn the right to play some afterwards. You do have the luxury where he's going into year 17, and every single practice is important. I certainly don't want to be misunderstood, but if you said this is going to be the best thing from a medical perspective to give him, the best, most optimal plan to feel great and be the Matthew Stafford we're accustomed to seeing leading the way, it's a no-brainer for us. Jimmy and Stetson are getting invaluable reps. I know Matthew is frustrated as hell not being able to compete. But that's what makes him great, and sometimes it's our job to be able to protect these guys from themselves. And I am confident that when they give us the thumbs up, he'll be ready to roll, and we're hopeful that it'll be plenty of time for him to be sharp as hell by the time that September 7th opener comes up.
All right, we are live at Rams training camp. This is Sedano and Cap. Beto is in for Sedano, and you are listening to KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station. Coach McVay is here. Coach, you just mentioned the word luxury.
Yeah.
And Matthew's got the luxury of having 40 days until there's a game or so.
Sure.
But now you have the luxury of giving Jimmy a lot of reps. We were talking about it earlier. I mean, generally speaking, you probably have Atlanta's got Kirk Cousins, but other than that, I mean, you've probably got the best backup quarterback situation in the league. How do you feel about that?
And I've mentioned it. I don't see him as a backup quarterback. He's a starting caliber player. We're really fortunate to have somebody as special as Matthew, but I'm really grateful Jimmy chose to come back to us. He had a lot of other options. We love working with him. He's got such reverence for Matthew. It's a really special quarterback room in general, Scott, and so we do feel really lucky. But it'll be great to be able to get number 9 back out there. But in the meantime, Jimmy's holding it down and doing a really nice job.
Davante Adams, huge fan favorite. As soon as he walks by, everybody, Davante, but he wasn't.
That includes me too.
Yeah, absolutely. But he wasn't dressed today. What's up with him?
Oh, we're just being smart, So when we have these 4-day work weeks, he's going to always have one of those days off between the first or the second day. Because of the heavy run emphasis today, we want to be able to get some of the, we'll have a little bit more opportunities for him to be able to thrive and shine. And so we did the same thing with Tyler Higbee as well. And then Havenstein will be off tomorrow. So we'll be smart with those guys, like I mentioned, that are kind of in year 10 and later. They've accumulated a lot of reps, but I think it has been something that has been beneficial when you learn from some of our previous experiences to allow guys to stay sharp and fresh, get the work that's needed, but not overdo it.
Coach, a lot of interesting characters always show up to camp. I spent a good amount of time today with Eric Weddle.
Yeah.
And, boy,
awesome,
he loves you, man. And
I love him.
And I think he's going to take back what he's seeing and learning back to his high school team down in San Diego, which is cool.
Yeah, he's a special friend. I have so much respect for the man that he is, number one. But, some of my favorite things are these relationships you develop with these players where you learn more from them than you could ever give to them. And guys like him and Whitworth and Aaron Donald and Matthew and Davante and Cooper Kupps, I feel so fortunate that there's been so many special players that have come through here that you maintain a relationship, and that's what this thing is about. That's where I think you have an appreciation and a perspective. But I love Eric Weddle. I'm really glad that he came down. We've been able to have some special time, and he is the man.
Well, the reason I ask about people showing up, not just to hype Weddle, but have you had a chance to meet Macaulay Culkin?
No, why?
He was here
He's
today.
here.
No, I didn't know
here.
that.
Yeah.
Any interest in meeting Macaulay Culkin?
You have
Oh,
to.
yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Big Rams fan.
Macaulay's out here?
He was standing here
Coach.
for the last hour with DeMarco. They're
Big
What the hell
time
you been
Rams
doing,
fan.
DeMarco?
Okay, so he told me he grew up a Giants fan, and he fell in love, and the connection between the two is actually the L.A. Rams. That's the whole story he got right there. So
What's the
Yeah,
story?
I
You didn't
didn't
even tell me a story.
that's the story.
Connection.
So he's a Giants fan,
Yeah.
and then he became a Rams fan because he fell in love with a girl out here.
Oh,
That's
Okay,
the
so
connection.
I didn't hear that
Did
part.
I miss that
Me
part?
neither.
Okay.
Yeah, you
I'm sorry, I left that
How
part
about-
out.
Minor details.
Oh, my bad.
Hey, you buried the lead.
My bad,
man.
my bad. But that's the connection there. So they're
There
both
we
big-time
go.
Rams fans. Yeah.
I like it.
Yes, good
Yeah,
stuff.
his wife's a Rams fan?
Yes,
Yeah,
huge
she's out
Rams
here
fan.
too.
That's
Yeah.
right. I love it.
They know
I
your
did
team.
know that.
Yes.
I did know that.
Speaking of relationships, I got to just talk to you really quickly. I'm sure you got to go. But this Chris Petersen story that we all got to read
He's the
about,
man.
dude,
He's a stud.
what a story.
No, you know what's cool about that too, Scott, is you talk about, my wife, my family, but people that have really made a true impact on having a healthier perspective, somebody that's been in the shoes, that has led, that has a heart for others. I love this guy. I'm so grateful for the mentor, the friend, the influence he's had on me, and it's a really cool thing. I'm so grateful that he reached out to me, and man, he means a lot.
We had him on the radio about a week ago.
Oh, did you?
Oh, yeah. So, and George, who's not here, he's on vacation, was like, man, this story is so unbelievable. And I go, listen, I know this story 30 years ago. And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, he was my coach at Pitt.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
Coach
yeah.
Van Pelt.
No, I know.
Coach Van Pelt.
AVP was telling me you guys have been, but he was a stud there too, right?
Yeah, and he was like 26 or 27 at the time. But the point is that he already had that sort of, I got to take care of my people sort of mentality. And he was great just telling us the story of why he reached out to you. And it was so cool of you to, accept his call and get back to him.
Yeah, I just think, to me, I think it starts with, what happens first, trust or vulnerability? I think it's vulnerability. And he was secure enough in himself to be vulnerable, to be honest about, man, I can understand and relate to some of the things that you're going through. And that trust, that friendship that we've been able to, forge since then, and, how influential he's been on me in terms of, how you want to lead and how you want to try to affect and influence positive change. I love the guy. I'm really grateful for him.
Last thing from me. I got to ask you, what's your workout schedule? Because you are always
I was
looking.
waiting for the pictures that came out from the boat. They came out on the boat.
Listen,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought
yeah.
we got away with that. How did that start circulating again?
It's like an old picture,
Dude,
man.
you
that
are
out
looking
there.
ripped,
Yeah.
dude.
Like you're not in the
Why are you acting
Mediterranean.
surprised about
No,
that?
I'm not surprised. I'm just jealous.
No, you know what? Hey, I told him to take the picture while I was subtly flexing.
Caught him on an inhale. Yeah.
That's right.
But is that do you start your days working out?
No, you know
or-
what? I've been fortunate enough to I've been working out with Whit, taking better care of myself. I got a young wife I got to
Yeah,
keep
of
up
course
with.
you do.
And so,
And a little baby and another
we
one
got-
coming,
we got
right?
a little baby. We got a little boy, Jordan, he'll be 2 here in a few months, and then we got another little boy who we're about 4.5 months into that one, and everything's going great. But that was a fun little trip. I did not expect the pictures to surface from the south of France.
The best part is that people are like, "Oh, isn't he at training camp?"
Yes.
Like, no, that's
I
months
know.
ago.
That's
Best of
right.
all possible
Yeah, that's what
worlds.
I
Yes.
thought. I thought we kind of got out of that because I somebody sent me those when they actually came out. I'm like, all right, good, we made it past it, and then I'm just getting killed by people the last day.
So for real, how much are you throwing up in the morning?
It depends. I can, I'm not gonna answer.
The old how much do you bench question.
If you see the picture, you're like, damn, that's at least 3 plates.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Stronger now than when you were in college?
No, I was pretty strong in college, but
He's got dad strength now.
I'm getting back into a routine. I just let all the coaches do all the work. Now I just work out and just enjoy talking to the guys.
There
You
you
say
go.
that, but I saw you out there earlier today during that walkthrough. You're still very, very hands-on.
No, I love it. I think the most important thing is we got such great coaches that you can delegate to, but you're there to be able to, interact with these guys, build relationships, try to be able to help whenever is necessary. But I'm really loving this. I love this coaching staff.
Yeah, we're looking forward to a great season. Coach, thank you for the time.
Hey, good to
Appreciate
see you guys.
man.
Appreciate it.
Always.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you.
I'm flexing.
Appreciate you,
I'm
Marco.
I'm
Go to
flexing.
All right, guys.